CD Projekt Red and Bioware. In the words of Kaya and T.S. Madison, you guys are on the docket today. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. Hope you all are staying cool, calm, and collected out there. I'm coming at you guys today with a video about something I haven't been able to talk about and express about on my channel up until today, which is video games. Now, if you guys don't know much about me, I am an avid gamer. Used to be a hardcore gamer, but I've downgraded myself to a casual gamer because, quite frankly, these video games today just don't do it for me. Like, there may be one good game that's amazing to play, like few and far between. Like, currently I'm playing The Last of Us Part 2 and having a blast. But so far, there hasn't been any game in 2020 that has really held my interest or made me just like go up like, oh my god, I need to play this on a daily basis. Now, I will say a little history. Like, I've been playing video games since I was about 4 or 5 years old, all the way down from the Super Nintendo all the way up until today. And I want to say that there was like a shift in the video game industry, not only when let's say every console generation the games would go up $10, but I would like to say that there was a shift around towards the end of the PS3 and 360 era where games kind of became more about the money and less about the actual art. Now, fast forward into today, I want to talk about Bioware. Now, if you guys don't know anything about Bioware, Bioware was a world-renowned video game developer that made amazing RPG games. RPG games are role-playing games. They're basically games where you can somewhat create your own character and really mold the story to your personality and who you are, like who you would want your character to be and how you would want the world to react to your character. So they made video games just like Jade Empire, I believe Knights of the Old Republic, which is a Star Wars game, and the Dragon Age, which is really good, but they're mainly mostly popular for this amazing franchise by the name of Mass Effect. Love Mass Effect from start to finish. Did not like the ending. I wasn't a fan at all. Even the patched ending that they put in, I didn't like it. And I did not like Mass Effect Andromeda, but I'm going to get into that in a little bit later. But Mass Effect is an amazing game. I can honestly go back today and play it and I would not get bored. I want to say I put in over 300 hours of playtime in Mass Effect as a whole. Like, a lot of people didn't like the first game. The main trilogy is 3 games. The first game, a lot of people didn't really like, and like, it didn't really like pop because it was like a super RPG. Like, it was like mainly just an RPG game and there wasn't like a whole lot of action. Like, yeah, it had shooter elements, but the shooter elements didn't really get ramped up until the second game. The second game is probably one of the best games ever made, and I suggest a lot of people start at the second game because, well, if you're really into video games and if you love like hardcore RPG video games, the first game is like an absolute RPG, and it's actually my favorite of the 3. But the second game is when the action like really kicks in, and it kind of has like a little mainstream twist to it that a lot of people could enjoy. But like, the second game is absolutely amazing. The third game was great up until the ending, and the reason why is because you start off the very first game with your created character and all of your choices that you make throughout that game. And then you can import your character and all of your choices into the second game. And then you play through the second game, which I believe is like 80 hours long. It doesn't even feel like it. Like, the time will fly by. But you also transfer the character from the second game into the third game. And then the third game was supposed to have an ending, and every single ending was supposed to be like different. It wasn't supposed to be like a normal ABC cut and paste ending. Per their words, that's what they told us, that we were going to get separate endings based on every choice and action that we made throughout the entire franchise. Only to find out that none of that happened. Like, at the end of the third game, you just get you get a choice between 3 separate endings that are A, B, and C. Like, destroy, control, and also, I believe it was like a synthesis ending where you like become like half man, half machine, if that makes sense. I don't want to spoil it too much, but just know that overall, like, and before they even added the extended cut, which was the DLC for the third game, like, we were pissed. Like, I want to say Mass Effect 3 was one of the first games that ever made me depressed because it was like, why am I going to put so much time into this character and develop this story and get so close to all of my companions and it just doesn't mean anything. Like, it doesn't mean shit. Like, it literally was like, like I said, it was the first game that made me depressed. Like, it was just hard to get over. And then I want to say about like 6 years after that, I want to say either 2018 or 2017, they got our hopes up, and they said they were going to release Mass Effect Andromeda, which was not really a continuation of the main trilogy story, but it was a Mass Effect game, and we were just happy to see it. Like, it was amazing. Only to find out that the game launched, it was completely unfinished, it was bugs, the characters you made were ugly, like, it was really hard to make. Like, I play as a female character in all my games when I get the chance, and I couldn't even make a good looking female character. I mean, I ended up making one that kind of like looked like a Leah in my opinion, but overall, like, she looked very just like plastic and had Down syndrome. So I just, like, Mass Effect Andromeda was not good, and then on top of that, your choices in Mass Effect Andromeda, once again, do not matter or affect the ending at all. Like, there's no consequences for your actions. The romance options, also, you can romance people in this game, which is like a big part of it. Like, romance is basically like forming a relationship with one of your squad mates. Like, you can either like have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or have like a gay or lesbian relationship, but it's like none of that even mattered. Like, in Andromeda, nothing you really did mattered at all. And we were just devastated because they hyped us up so much to a point where we were excited again for the Mass Effect franchise to take fold, like, to really get back and reclaim their king crown, like, reclaim their clean status in the industry, and it just did not happen. Like, it ended up making Mass Effect 3 actually look way better, in my opinion, in comparison. And now, fast forward into today, Bioware released a trailer, not really a trailer, but like a little commercial for the fact that they're going to release Mass Effect 4. And once again, we got ourselves like pumped up and excited. Also with the fact that they're going to be re-releasing the Mass Effect trilogy for current gen, like consoles today. And I believe that's supposed to come out sometime early next year. But even with that hope that we were instilled from BioWare, it came crushing down once again because Casey Hudson, who was the lead creative director over Mass Effect, and in my opinion responsible for ruining Mass Effect, he decided to go ahead and step down again. Now, mind you, when Mass Effect 3 like imploded and it became the biggest controversy in gaming at the time, he left BioWare to pursue other interests because he was the main person taking the heat for that shitty ending. And it's mainly because he wrote the ending, him and one other person, I believe his name was Drew Carpershine, they wrote the ending together without peer review from the rest of the creative directive team. And that ended up giving us the shit-tastic ending to Mass Effect 3 that we have today, which in my opinion is one of the worst endings in video game history. So he came back to help the team that kind of fucked things up with Andromeda, and Andromeda was not good. And then Dragon Age, on top of that, Dragon Age Inquisition that came out, and I personally like Dragon Age Inquisition, but Dragon Age Inquisition was like, it was like a lot of people that were hardcore fans of that game did not like it, and I can kind of understand why. Like, I wasn't like the biggest Dragon Age Inquisition fan, but I played it because I had love for BioWare and I love RPGs, and this was the only like RPG out at the time. Like, it was really for me filling the void that Mass Effect left, and I mean, I liked it. It was not a perfect game at all, but I understand why a lot of people didn't like Dragon Age Inquisition. But today, after that trailer released for Mass Effect 4, and also them announcing that they're going to be dropping the remaster of the trilogy, Casey Hudson announced that he's leaving BioWare once again. And that has me thinking, like, Casey, I believe that he left because he doesn't want to take the heat for if Dragon Age 4 or Mass Effect 4 like fails again. Like, if his company, because at this point BioWare can't take another hit. Like, they've exhausted every single like shit card that they could throw out. And at this point, I don't even blame EA Games. We're gonna get into them later. I don't even blame EA Games for the state that BioWare is in today, because I feel like they dug their own hole. Like, I feel like they were smelling their own shit for a long time, not that they could do no wrong, and the fact that they had been like the main, like they have been like a world-renowned RPG developing studio for a very long time, and they thought that they could do no wrong, no matter how many times they messed up. That we the fans were going to take them back. But at this point, You guys are on ice with us. Like, you guys can't fuck up anymore. Like, Mass Effect Trilogy Remaster is a good step to get us back on your side, because I'm still skeptical about anything that you guys put out at this point. But it's just the sheer fact that Casey Hudson did not want to take the heat if Bioware flopped again. Like, if one of their titles came out again, he was going to be the main person to blame because he was the lead creative director. So he saw, I believe he saw some shit going on in the office today, and he was like, you know what? Let me just bow out gracefully, like, while this shit implodes. So while I was very hyped for a new Mass Effect and also the trilogy, part of me is very, very skeptical now, because I just feel like it's going to be another Mass Effect 3 Andromeda situation all over again. Like, let's be real. Like, I just hate the fact that these gaming studios tend to overpromise and severely underdeliver. And that has been a huge trend in gaming over the last 10 years. I want to say ever since the Xbox One and the PS4 came about, these gaming developers, they just throw shit out. The games are not finished, but they throw it out and they're like, you know what, we're going to patch it later because, you know, due to the marketing and the hype we built up, people are going to pre-order and buy this. And a lot of people are making their money back from pre-orders alone. And that brings me to CD Projekt Red. Now, CD Projekt Red, if you don't know who they are, they made The Witcher. I believe it was like a trilogy. I only played the third game. I didn't make it through it. The game, beautiful game, great game, is too long for me. Like, I can't play games where you're just like riding around in the open world on horseback. Like, that's just not me. That's why I haven't even beat Red Dead Redemption 2 yet. But they made The Witcher, and if you don't know, like The Witcher, they also have a series on Netflix that I need to watch. There's too much shit to watch on TV these days, to be honest. But getting back, CD Projekt Red, back, I want to say in 2012, they put out a teaser trailer for this game called Cyberpunk 2077. Now, it wasn't even really like a gameplay trailer. It was like literally a trailer of a cyborg lady in her underwear, like basically like surrendering to the police. But it looked amazing, and I am just very into like the futuristic, like sci-fi type of movies and video games. And there hasn't been a video game, I want to say, in a cyberpunk world setting, at least to my knowledge, not today. Like, we haven't seen something like that in a long time. But, you know, they said it will be out when it's ready. So fast forward all the way from 2012 to 2020. Mind you, the hype train started way back, I want to say, in like 2017, 2016, somewhere in that area. So they were ramping up the hype train, and I was just excited. Like, I've been excited for this game since 2012, y'all. Like, I just felt like this is going to be one of the best games ever made because it was touted as such. And then fast forward to E3 Games last year. They dropped the trailer for Cyberpunk, and it was just absolutely mind-blowing. Like, it was everything that I wanted it to be, everything that they said it was going to be. But mind you, it wasn't a trailer of gameplay, it was just a CGI trailer. And that's where the video game industry tricks you, because they put out these CGI trailers, but they're not the actual game. Like, you could get a very beautiful trailer, but once you get the game, it just looks like something from like PlayStation 2 generation, or it doesn't even play as well as you thought it would. Or they even do like for example, when they do like live gameplay footage, sometimes they're not even really playing the game. Like, sometimes it's like pre-recorded footage that is CGI and them acting like they're playing the game with a controller on the main stage at E3. So fast forward to, I want to say, last month. I believe this was in November. It was supposed to come out, but they pushed it back. That was like the, I believe it was like the first or the second delay. They pushed it all the way back to December. So fast forward to December 9th, which is last week. Now, I want to say about 4 days before the launch, I was going to pre-order this game. I was. Like, Mass Effect had burned me so much to where I just stopped pre-ordering games completely. Like, I have a GameFly membership, so I just was renting from there on. But I was like, yeah, you know what? I was getting ready to pre-order it. Like, it was in my Amazon cart and everything, and I was about to complete the purchase and everything, but my intuition spoke to me and told me, you know what, maybe I should hold off on this. Like, something told me that there was going to be some shit with this game. And then lo and behold, fast forward to the release date. Now, mind you, they put out reviews for the game, but where they got you were the reviews were for the PC version. The PC, like everybody knows, like if you don't know, PCs play better than consoles. Let's be real. Like I'm not a PC advocate. Like I want to play. I don't like playing PC games. That's just not me. Like I don't want to play with a keyboard and a mouse, especially because some games you can't even like have a controller adapter for. But I'm a console person. Like I always buy the new consoles, and I mean not the first year, but I always end up buying like both the PlayStation and the Xbox because like that's just what I grew up on. But the reviews were only for the PC game. The PC version runs smooth like butter. The console game, however, even on the PS5 and the new Xbox, run like complete utter dog shit. Like you can type in on YouTube Cyberpunk 2077 bugs and you will see thousands upon thousands of videos of glitches, bugs, people not being able to even like progress through the story because of game breaking glitches. Like the game is fucking broken.
Now, I could pave the sidewalk with your guts, but that wouldn't get me what I'm owed. Oh, you want to try? Go on, son.
Hell yeah, dude. You forgot to spit on me.
What?
What's up?
Released an unfinished game. Like these gaming, like it's like these studios, they release games that are unfinished, but at least you can play through the whole entire game. This game, however, you can't even get through like the first 15 minutes. Like this game, Cyberpunk 2077 was supposed to be the best video game ever made. It was supposed to be like GTA on crack in the future. Like that's what it was supposed to be. And I still find myself going back to GTA 5, enjoying it more than that because GTA 5 even came out in 2013 and I'm still playing it to this day. But it's just the sheer fact that like these gaming companies, they continue to promise us certain games, certain features, certain types of stories that they want to add in. Like they promise us the world and they just deliver absolutely nothing to us. Like they deliver everything that they said the game wasn't going to be. Like imagine paying $60 upon $100 for a game because a lot of people bought the collector's edition. Imagine paying that amount of money for a game that you can't even play the first day you buy it. Like the first day you even have to download patches. Like, and if you don't know what a patch is, it's basically like, oh, we'll patch it later. Like they rush these games out the door and then they fix the bugs later. That's what it is. They put out like a day one patch, probably took about 30 minutes for it to download, and the game still doesn't work. And things have gotten so bad to where PlayStation, they took that game off of the store. Cyberpunk 2077, if you want to buy it digitally, you can't buy it anymore. Now Xbox, they didn't remove it, but when you try to buy it from the Xbox store, they give you a warning saying like, buyer beware, this game just might suck. Like literally. Like, if you try to buy it, they're going to be like, oh, we warned you, bitch. Like, if you get this, like, okay, play at your own risk. And it shouldn't have to be like that. You guys had 8 years to make this game. And then coupled with the fact that back in, like, August, September, you guys said the game went gold. And if you don't know what that means, like, in the gaming industry, going gold means, like, this game is done. Like, you could play this from start to finish. They neglected the fact that the game went gold on PC. They didn't give us any type of gameplay footage on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and people were even complaining about the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One X version. Like this game was supposed to. They were making this way before the PlayStation 5 and Xbox One X was even in mind. Like they were making this strictly for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So it just baffles me at the fact that, like, how does this game not work on this console? And I really wanted to get this game because, like, I'm going on a little vacation. Like, I wanted to play this game, like, all throughout the week, create my character. Because, you know, I take a good 2 hours to create my character. But I wanted to have fun with this during my winter break, and I can't even do that. Like I'm stuck with The Last of Us Part 2, which isn't a bad game by any means. I'm loving it. I don't know why people were complaining about it, but back on topic. CD Projekt Red, you guys fucked up. You fucked up. You got your lead developer on Twitter liking tweets he's on Twitter liking tweets for people that are defending this game and the fact that they're mad at Sony for removing the game off of the PlayStation Store. Like, no. You guys fucked up. I think this is honestly the first time this has ever happened in video game history. Like, you guys may not know, like, people that watch my channel that may not be into video games, you may think this is just very minuscule, but, like, no. Like, this has been a reoccurring trend of, like, let's say if you're watching a movie from, like, Paramount, and every movie they put out is not the movie that they sold you. Like, every movie is not what you saw in the trailer. That's what we're getting with video games. Video games, in my opinion, are on the same level as movies. They're a storytelling medium. And when you're not getting what you're sold, like, it just leads to distrust. Like, I don't know how anybody could be a hardcore gamer today because these games just are not hitting on shit today. Like, they're just not living up to the hype. They're not even being what they promised. Like, even with sports games like 2K, Madden, that is the same game every single year. Like, that is a yearly release that EA just copies and pastes from one year to the next. And I think the last NBA game they put out, like, people, like, legit, like, trashed it. Like, I think it got a 0.5 out of 10 on Metacritic. Like, we're not taking y'all shit anymore. Like, I really just hate the fact that it has gotten to this. It's just like, how low can you guys go just for the sheer fact of money? Like, do you guys not know that, like, money, like, if you make a great game and take your time with it, that equates to more money. Look at Grand Theft Auto. Like I said, Grand Theft Auto has been out since 2013, and I'm still playing it to this day because they put out quality content and they took their time with their shit. They honed their craft. CD Projekt Red, y'all had The Witcher down to a science, so I'm not understanding what happened with Cyberpunk. And it's gotten me to the point where I can never get hyped and emotionally invested in a video game anymore because I'm so tired of being disappointed. Like, I'm just so annoyed with you guys, like, taking my money and then shitting on my head on top of that afterwards. Like, I'm so over this. Like, people, are y'all tired of being bamboozled by these video game companies? I don't, like, the sheer disappointment. Like, I'm almost at a loss for words because this is an industry that I used to love so much, and they just continue to fuck us over. They continue to just take our money and not give what they promised in return. Like, they made all their money back in pre-orders alone. That's not even overall sales. That's just pre-orders. So now everybody's requesting refunds, and now they're acting like there's an issue with them issuing refunds. And PlayStation 4, I gotta give it to them. I gotta give Sony their props. They went ahead and they're like, no, we're moving this from our platform until y'all get y'all shit together, and we will be taking refunds to anybody that asks. Like, you guys are gonna make us look bad, and I'm not even mad at them. Like, CD Projekt Red, like, how dare you? Like, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Like, how dare you? Like, how did you do this to us? Like, we wanted this game to work. We wanted this game to be amazing. Like, this was supposed to be the best game ever made. And now you guys are the shit stain of the industry. You guys ruined your reputation that you guys spent almost 20 years building up. You guys fucked up your reputation in 1 week. 1 week. One fuck up. You released a game that was unplayable at launch. Like, where do they do that at? Like, where do you build up hype for a game for almost a decade and then it ends up being like a vegetable? Like, the game is a vegetable. Like, Cyberpunk 2077 is not real. Like, it's not a game. Like, it's literally a drink coaster at this point. Like, you guys fucked up. Now, you can redeem yourselves, though. You're gonna have to put in the work. I say you take all that shit off the shelves. Y'all made y'all's money back. You'll make it back tenfold. You're gonna have to give us some free DLC. You're gonna have to give every player some free in-game money. You guys are going to have to expand the map a little bit more. You guys are going to have to really, from what I saw, the game has no depth. Like, yeah, you can go inside of these buildings, but there's nothing in them. Yeah, you can interact with non-playable characters, but they all have the same amount of speech. And they all, not speech, but the same amount of dialogue. Like, there's nothing different between each person you meet on the street. And I don't even know if you can even romance the people on the street. Like, the game is all what you guys promised you didn't give us at all. And it's just very astonishing. And I'm just very, 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 not even disappointed. I'm sad. Like, this is worse than Mass Effect. Like, this is worse than anything EA has done. Like, you guys, y'all are the shit stain of the industry right now. And you're going to have to, like, pull your pants up by the bootstraps. And you're going to have to get to work. And you're going to have to fix this. Because us video gamers, the ones that we give y'all our money, we're not taking this shit anymore. Like, this is a brand new day. Like something about this year told me that this release was going to be too good to be true. That intuition kicked in when I was about to buy this game, and it saved me $60 because this is an absolute shit show. But these are my opinions on the video game industry. I feel like the video game industry is an absolute fucking shambles. I feel like everybody needs to get their shit together. I feel like this is a new day. Like, we're not taking y'all's bullshit anymore. We're not buying your bullshit anymore until you release a full game. And y'all simply need to get it together. Like, do what you set out to do. I don't know if it's my generation of video game developers that are fucking things up, like the millennial game developers, like they just don't have the drive and the effort and the passion like the previous generation did. I don't know. But whatever it is, the gaming industry, y'all need to figure it the fuck out as a whole. And y'all need to do what you said that you're going to do. That's all y'all have to do. Don't overpromise us something that you can't deliver. Make quality games, take your time, and put them out when they're ready. But those are my views. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to come at you guys with some more content.